What's up, everyone? Mike from What the Fun. This debate section is from our latest episode of Test Your Might, the weekly video game debate show. The full episode is found on any podcast app of choice, with Apple and Spotify links down below. Thanks for watching. Enjoy.
On to the classic blind fight. This one determines the game. This determines the entire episode. This one fight.
Let's go.
Mike, you get to choose if you'd like to go first or second. This is going to be interesting. You are both going to give me one pitched idea, or two pitched ideas, actually. Sorry, listeners. Two pitched ideas, and it will be a collaboration of both that win you this argument. So it's not going to be 1 point for each. It is 2 points total for both. Or 1 point for both. Some, you know, podcasting is hard.
Yeah. No, it's not.
The game in question.
Talking is hard, apparently, for you.
Yeah, you know, it's been a long day. So, as we know, Mortal Kombat 1 is on its way down the horizon. And Reptile is announced as a character.
Huh?
It is your job, both of you, to create a babality for said game using Reptile, and also a friendship fatality using Reptile. These are unique fatalities for the game that you're designing yourself. Instead of going grotesque and gruesome with the fatalities, I thought we'd go fun and kindred with them. So you have babality, if you know what that is, from Mortal Kombat, and also friendship, which is another type of fatality from Mortal Kombat. And you have to use Reptile as your playable character throughout these. You are designing them in your heads and then speaking them to me in either order, one at a time, no rebuttals. You're just describing them to me back and forth. Mike, you get to choose if you'd like to go first or second, like I said.
I'll go second.
You go second. And you also get to choose if you'd like to start with the babality or start with the friendship for this debate. And then it'll go back and forth. While you guys think about your stuff, I will do a little plug here. If you are still listening to Test Your Might here, episode 129, what are you doing? Hit that like button down below, the little bell up on top. Hit the subscribe button if you're watching us on YouTube. That is the best way there. And then on Apple, iTunes, I'm sure you're enjoying that last debate, and this one is going to be just as fun. Hit us with a review, you know? Let us know how we're doing. If we're doing good, great. Let us know. If we're doing bad, let us know how we can improve, because we always want to bring the best content out to you in the gaming space, game fans alike. Cicero, you are up first, but Mike, would you like to start with the babality or the friendship?
Babality.
All right, Cicero, it is up to you to make a babality fatality for Reptile for the new game. Go ahead whenever you are ready. What happens during this cutscene or fatality scene?
So, are we using a known property, or am I just creating a game out of? You're
using Reptile,
right?
As
I'm using
the
right,
lead, and then you're just using this fatality on a random whatever you'd like. You can say whatever the character is,
okay,
but it usually goes crazy with it.
Okay,
regardless.
All right. Well then, then. In this particular game, the babality happens. You hear babality, and then the characters that were there immediately, the opponent immediately winds up having like a business suit on and like slacks, and maybe like a fedora, and then like you wind up coming from like looking at them on the side, and you come behind them, and as you come behind them, what you see is the front the front door and classic like sitcom wallpaper and stuff like that from an old school sitcom or something like that. And as that's happening, the screen turns like sepia tone. This is not quite black and white, but it they like really tones out or Technicolor. So it's like kind of washed out colors. And then you open the door and he looks down, and there is a baby reptile in a basket, and it's got a note that says "Love me," and then the guy looks down and he picks up the basket and brings it in the house.
All right, Mike, you're a babality. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Love me.
So, man, I took this a little bit more literally than Cicero, I guess. So, the babality is you do the combo that you need on the controller, and Reptile himself sort of. Reptile seems to have a little bit of ambiguity sometimes, and so he becomes sort of the maternal figure. And what reptiles do is, depending on the reptile, they protect their eggs, and so the opponent that you are facing becomes the eggs that you are protecting, but this babality becomes maternal in nature, because Reptile is going to build like a nest, like super quick for this baby, and then also warm the baby, by sitting on it, and then the baby will hatch. It will be the character that you defeated. It will be just this like little mini me baby version of, like, let's say Liu Kang or Kano or Raiden or whatever that you helped form and create. So that is the babality.
All right, back over to Cicero. This is the friendship fatality. So it's an act of kindness, and usually the opponent is left unharmed at the end of it. Mm-hmm. Most of them usually are handshaking, which is terrible. So this is your job to make it creative for Reptile.
Yeah, so at the end of the match, finish him. And then what you'll hear is the music from the Sturdy Dance, right? And then Reptile starts to do the Sturdy Dance, and as he starts, like, you hit the first four, he's doing the dance, and then the opponent starts to come in, and so once the beat drops, they're both doing it, and then you like look back, and there's more characters that are lined up, all doing it on the sides.
All right. Dancing for friendship. I like it. Mike, friendship fatality. Go ahead.
So this one again took it a little bit literally here. So
I took it literally too.
I know. No,
dancing is a good form of friendship for sure.
No, yeah, that one. I was just saying I'm taking it literally again here. That's all. I wasn't saying you did. Sorry, there's no rebuttals. I'm not rebutting.
Not currently.
So a little while back, me and the kids were at the library, and we saw a book that was a lizard that was camouflage. Like it was a story about a lizard who was going through many it was like a chameleon, actually. So it was going through many different scenes and becoming the color of the thing that it was touching. And near the end of the book, this chameleon starts to feel sad because the chameleon believes that there is no one color that this chameleon can have. Chameleon's like, well, this is red and I keep becoming red. Well, where's my color? What's my color? At the very end of this book, this chameleon meets another chameleon, and the chameleon says, we just change colors with everything that is in the background, but we could do that together. And so the friendship fatality here is when you defeat the person, they start changing colors just randomly, but they never change colors to what the background of the map is, and of the fighting the fight arena. There we go. That's the word. They never change to the color that is of the arena until Reptile comes, holds the person's hand, and then they both become the color of the background, and then they walk off the screen holding each other's hands in friendship.
Wow, deep. I think that's called A Color of His Own. I think that's the name of the book.
Yeah, I couldn't find
it. Well, there's two of them by Eric. Carl?
Yeah. Eric Carl's the
A Color of His Own is a chameleon book. Regardless, excellent. You guys had some interesting Mortal Kombat fatality designs. Without being brutal. Perfect. I like it. I think Cicero had the first one with his sitcom kind of look and bringing in the child and love me. It was interesting enough that it was babality. The maternity mother kind of thing is good. And the miniature version of the enemy is good, but I don't see Reptile being the mom in that situation. As for the second one, both of you all starred this. As goes for the book with the chameleon and the color changing, and also the dance moves. Great jobs across the board. But I think what really struck a chord with me was becoming a similar color as your enemy. I think it pulled me a little bit in Mike's direction. Unfortunately, I think it took a little bit more than the dance. I think that it was unique enough that it was something that we've never seen before. And I think Mike got it just by a hair on that last one. Mike for the win.
I disagree, but that's okay.
That puts the score at what? Do you guys know?
0.5.
Yeah, right.
That puts the score at 1 for Mike. 1 point.
Yes.
For Mike. And also, Cicero, how many points do you have? Do you remember?
I have no points, Bob.
That means, Mike, you are today's winner. You have broken your streak.
Yay! I haven't won in a while. Thank you.
Anything to say to your fans? Go ahead.
I think this may have been one of the hardest strings of debates. Good job today, Cicero. Because these were weird.
Yeah. I
personally,